I've been a street cop for many, many years. I've sat in witness chairs like this and courtrooms like this on far too many occasions. It's a sober responsibility to restrict or remove the freedom of a fellow American. I've enforced the laws written by our legislators, and I've done so with compassion, always with an eye to the constitutional parameters established by our founding fathers. As a compassionate American, I ask you to hear my voice, feel my spirit for the next few minutes. When the original Christian pilgrims established small communities in the New World, the elders of these communities established their own laws based on their heritage and their Judeo-Christian principles. These courageous settlers knew that at some point, members of their village would, unfortunately, violate the established guidelines of civility and would thus be subject to incarceration. The pilgrim leaders of these small, newly established settlements reflected on the world's history of human incarceration and saw it as a poor reflection of their own Christian beliefs of compassion, forgiveness, and redemption. They knew that incarceration throughout history, no matter the sophistication of the considered society, equaled one thing: a dungeon. Our founding Christian pilgrims, with few exceptions, wanted to establish a new means by which to incarcerate a convicted citizen. They determined that a convicted man who was sentenced to incarceration would be housed in a clean, safe, secure place, treated with respect as a fellow child of God, provided basic food and water, and encouraged to seek penitence. This is why our jail system in America is called the penitentiary system. Our jails were never supposed to be about punishment. They were always designed to offer penitence. Because a penitent man punishes himself, does he not? I speak across America to law enforcement gatherings about the sacred duty of the badge, unwavering observation of civil rights, constitutionally sound, compassionate police protection. We have strayed so far from the original intent of our beautifully envisioned penitentiary system that the Americans who worked within and managed the system don't even know of its origin. I've said many times in my career that a man's character shouldn't be measured by how he falls. It should be measured by how he stands back up. That jail doesn't have to be the end of the line for a man. It can be the beginning of a life renewed. However, we as a nation have lost our moral footing with regards to our fellow American whom are incarcerated in our penitentiary system. We have allowed our jails in many cases to become houses of horror. Every statute in America, the written script of each law, born of the Spirit which called for the law to be established, carries a sentencing guideline. The more heinous the crime, the more serious the sentencing guideline. I challenge any critic to find any sentencing guideline anywhere which includes forced gang affiliation, brutal beatings, prison rape, and forced homosexual prostitution. Yet we all know that with few exceptions, this is what our jails have become. As an educated man, a compassionate Christian, a constitutionalist American, and a veteran cop, I guarantee you that we will never fix crime in America until we've addressed as a nation the disgraceful horror that we've allowed our penitentiary system to become. The men and women housed in our jails are fellow Americans, children of God. They have fallen, yes, and must be held accountable for their actions, but they're children of God nonetheless. It's our moral obligation to return to the originally envisioned Christian concept of simple, respectful, secure incarceration, wherein real rehabilitation, spiritual rehabilitation, penitence can happen within the heart and soul of every fellow American housed within the walls of our penitentiary system.